Hello and welcome to Pandora FMS. In today's video, we'll see the recognition tasks, what they are, how you may configure them, and how to see their result. Recognition tasks are nothing more than a tool that is part of the discovery features that allows us to discover devices in a network, add them as new agents to the environment, and apply different monitoring rules on them. In order to perform this type of task, you need the discovery server to be enabled. You may see this from the server view. If it is not, you may enable it by changing the value of the discovery_server line to 1 in the server configuration file. Once you make sure it is enabled, in the console go to Management, Discovery, Start, Host and Devices. At this point, you will see several options on the screen. The one you're interested in for this video is that of NetScan. If you click on this option, a form will open where you must enter data for this recognition task, such as the name that the task will have, the group to which both the task and the devices that are discovered by it will belong to, the discovery server that will be responsible for running the task's frequency depending on whether you want it to have a schedule or manual execution, a description, and finally the way to indicate the network or networks to be scanned. This can be done in two ways. The first one is by directly indicating one or more network addresses targeted by the scan, which is the default option, and you may also enable the token Use CSV file definition that will allow you to use a CSV file as the source of the network addresses to be scanned. Once you configure everything relevant for this part, click Next. In the next view, you will have more configuration options for this task. The first thing you will see will be an option to indicate ports that will work as a filter for the scan. That is, if for example you indicate port 161, only those devices that have port 161 open will be scanned. The second option will allow you to enable hardware self-discovery based on your private company number, for which it will be necessary to have SNMP enabled. Next, you may indicate a series of model templates to be applied to the agents of the discovered devices. If none were selected, the agent will not be empty, since by default all of them are created with a host-alive model. Next to this option, you may see the option to review results, which will allow you, once the network scan is finished, to see a task summary and select the agents that will be created, as well as the modules that they will have. The following option that says Apply Auto-Configuration Rules enables or allows new agents created from recognition tasks to qualify to apply auto-configuration rules that were created. Below, you may find the option to enable or disable the use of SNMP. If enabled, indicate the version to be used and the community or communities that you may see convenient, and it will be checked that they respond to each device in the scan. Should you wish to use SNMP version 3, you must have the appropriate credentials previously registered in the credential store. Finally, there's a series of extra options that will allow you to dive into the task. These are OS detection, name resolution in case of using domain names in the recognition, parent detection to calculate different interconnections between devices through the information collected by SNMP, parent recursion to improve parent detection by adding recursion to the process, VLAN enable to detect the VLANs to which the different devices are connected, WMI enable, which will allow you to use WMI scanning, for which you must also have the appropriate credentials previously registered, and finally the remote commands option, where you must indicate SSH credentials that will allow creating remote execution modules, and that in Linux will allow obtaining data such as the percentage of available storage in memory. Once you've finished configuring everything, click Finish and the task will be created. You will be redirected to the general tasks list of the console, where you may see in section Host and Devices tasks the task that you just created. Depending on the type of interval that you define in the task, it will be run automatically, or you must click Force to run the task manually. In addition, you may see information about the tasks such as its name, the server that will run the task, its interval, the network or networks to be scanned, the current status of the task, the type, its progress, and when it was last updated or executed. Finally, in the Operations section, you may see options to check the task results, see the summary, see the network map created with the task, the options to edit or delete the task, and the option to disable it. In our case, after completing the task execution, you will be able to access the result review view and you will see its summary along with all the devices discovered during the scan. There are buttons that help us select or deselect all of them, as well as expand or fold them. Once you select the relevant agents under Models, click OK, and they will be created in our environment. You may see in the Operation Monitoring Views Agent Detail the created agents. Finally, thanks to these network tasks, we are able to create network maps in a simple way using recognition tasks as data source. If you go to Operation, Topology Maps, Network Map, and click Create Network Map, the form for map creation will open. In the drop-down with the name source, you may choose the option Discovery Task, and below you may choose which discovery task you will use as the source for this data. We will use the one we created for the purposes of this video, give the map a name, assign it a group, and click Save Network Map. You will see how a map is created quickly with the agents discovered by the task, as well as the connections between them if parent detection was enabled, having Pandora FMS server as a device where they all connect in this case. And that was it for today's video. Don't forget it, if you like the video, smile, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. Any suggestions, questions, or ideas, please leave them in the comments below. Remember that if you're interested in trying Pandora FMS Enterprise, you may contact us to get a free 30-day trial. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you on social media and in future learning videos.